Hey there, Janet. Do you have a little time to talk? I have some huge news that I just have to share with you.
Oh, hey, Mom. I guess I have some time right now. What's up? What's this big news you have?
Well, it's actually about Bethany's wedding.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, Bethany's going to have her wedding around the same time as I'm going to have mine, and well, it's a bit weird for sure.
Yeah, I heard you two were having it on the same day. Except, I also heard that your sister is going to want to go all out for hers.
And that's what she's always saying about her wedding, but I don't really mind at all. It's her big day after all.
I know. But with that going on, I think our budget is going to get just a bit tighter than we thought. And, well, I was wondering if we couldn't ask to borrow some money for your sister's wedding.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Mom, but I definitely don't have that kind of money to give Bethany for the wedding she wants.
Oh, come on. Don't lie to me. I know that you've told me about how much money you've saved up. You're loaded.
Yes, I have been saving up money, but that's for my own wedding, so I'm sorry, but I won't be lending you any of it. Besides, this is the money that I've been saving up with my fiance, so he has a say in this too.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. What if you just cancel your wedding and then you can give me everything?
Mom, what are you talking about? You don't actually think I would do that, would you?
This is for your sake too. Can't you see that? I mean, do you really think anyone is going to want to attend a wedding where the bride is as ugly as you?
What's the matter with you? How could you say that about your own daughter? Don't you know that hurts my feelings? I know I'm not as pretty as Bethany, but that doesn't mean I can't have a wedding and be happy too.
Don't you dare talk back to me, you little brat. You really need to learn some respect. I am telling you that you need to cancel this wedding before it becomes a laughingstock for everyone there. And then you can give me all the money you saved up for and spend it on your sister instead.
And I'm telling you, that's not going to happen. And why should I have to give up my dream of getting married to Bethany? What you're asking of me just isn't fair at all.
So you're really not going to lend me the money that I'm asking for then? Is that what you're telling me?
That's right. I won't be putting even a cent towards my sister's wedding unless it's a wedding gift.
And just what do you think? That your poor sister is going to think of that when she hears what you've said?
Actually, Mom, unlike you, Bethany lives in the real world. And I don't think she's going to be too upset about this. In fact, I really can't see her being that way in the slightest, so there.
We'll just see about that. But you haven't heard the last of this, Janet. Janet, thank you so much. You really are such a good sister. And Bethany was just so pleased when she heard the good news.
Sorry, what are you talking about? Because I don't remember doing anything for Bethany lately.
Oh, you mean that you've already forgotten about the money you gave your sister for her wedding?
The only thing I remember with that is telling you that I wouldn't be giving her money at all.
I know you said that, but I told you that we would really need it. So that's why I just borrowed your debit card for a little bit.
Mom, I seriously have no idea what you're talking about in the slightest.
You mean you still really don't get it? Oh man, you're slow. Why don't you log into your bank account and check your balance? Have you really not realized that you've been cleaned out?
That can't be right. There's no way you emptied out my bank account. I had $40,000 in there.
That's right. Now, all 40,000 of those dollars are going to go towards giving your sister the best wedding ever.
Wait, you're right. The money is really gone. I don't believe this. Are you really telling me that you stole my debit card and removed all my money?
Stole is such a mean word. I just borrowed the card and then put it back where I found it. Is that really so bad?
You also moved all the money I had in there out, and now I have nothing. That's stealing. I can't believe you would do this to me, Mom. You better give me back my money right now.
But don't you want to hear about how happy Bethany was when I told her that we'd finally figured out the budgeting problems for her wedding? You don't want me to go back and tell her that we're back to square one again on that, do you?
Mom, you stole my money. That's not yours to use however you wanted to. Are you really trying to tell me that Bethany has accepted my money without any issue at all?
Well, of course I didn't go and tell your sister where I had gotten the money from. I just told her that I solved the budget issue and that money wasn't a problem anymore. But I haven't told anyone that I've done this at all. So make sure to keep it our little secret, okay?
You mean you're lying to the whole family about this? You really are terrible, do you know that?
I'm lying to my family for the good of my family? Don't you see that? And now you don't have a penny left to your name. I suggest you give up on having your little wedding. It's not like anyone would have wanted to go to it anyways.
You're not going to get away with this, Mom. I'm telling you that right now.
But I already have. And now your sister is going to have the most amazing wedding. And I have to go out and look for a dress to wear as well. Oh, and I'll have to get nails and hair done too. Janet, would you be a dear and lend me some money so that I can go and get my makeup done on the day of the wedding?
Did you seriously just ask me for even more money? I don't even have a cent to give you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that I took all your money and put it towards your sister's wedding.
Hey there. Bethany, I was wondering if I could ask you a question about the wedding.
Oh, hey there, Janet. I was actually just thinking of reaching out to you to talk about that exact thing.
Oh, really? Well, are things all on schedule for the wedding? Everything on track for the big day?
Well, that's the thing. At first, we were really over budget and worried about what we were going to do. But then my mom somehow found a bunch of money and said we didn't have to worry about the budget anymore. She said that we'd have more than enough to make sure that every little detail of my wedding was perfect. I really am so happy that Mom worked so hard to put that last bit of money together. It was a huge help.
I see. So then you've already spent all that money that Mom came to you with?
Yeah, pretty much. The bridal company was waiting for the payment to be given to the venue and caterers and stuff like that. Mom said we were over budget, but it was pretty close call by the end of it all.
Oh, I see. So the money's already gone.
But I also wanted you to know that I took a lot of the advice you had to give me on wedding ideas. So I just want you to know that this wedding wouldn't have been possible without you either.
Well, I guess I'm glad that I was able to contribute something, but your wedding's going to be a pretty big deal, don't you think? I thought that you guys hated big events like that.
Yeah, you know that a big thing like this really isn't my style. But Mom said that she was going to pay for everything and told me not to worry about the scale.
Oh, did she now? I should have guessed she would do something like that.
Yeah, but I just want you to know that I've been thinking about your wedding a lot recently. I mean, I hope preparations are going well for you too. I'm actually so happy that I get to be getting married around the same time as my sister.
Yeah, well, things are going, I guess.
So, then everything's on track for you as well? Your wedding plan's going smoothly?
Well, I think we're actually not going to be able to have the wedding, as it were.
Hold on for a second. What do you mean? You're not going to be able to have a wedding? You said that you've been saving up for this for so long.
I know, and that's actually kind of what I wanted to talk to you about right now.
Did something happen? Is everything okay? Please, I have to know why you're canceling your own wedding.
Well, okay, I know it's going to be hard to accept, but you have to believe that I'm telling the truth. Mom, why would you do this? I still just don't get it.
Oh, I seriously don't have time to deal with you right now, Janet. I am really so busy trying to get everything ready for your sister's wedding.
But I just want an answer. What made you think that you had the right to use up all my hard-earned money like that? Don't you know how hard I worked? How long I was saving up to get there?
Well, of course I know how hard you worked to save up that money. And now I'm just making sure that it all gets put to good use. I mean, you didn't actually think that anyone was really interested in being at your wedding, did you?
Why do you keep saying that? What makes you think that people wouldn't want to help me celebrate?
Well, have you looked into a mirror recently? Just who would want to help someone like you enjoy a wedding?
I really don't think that anyone cares at all about how the bride and the groom look at the wedding. It's just about the love that they have for one another.
It just shows how little you know about the real world. Don't you know that our family and friends are all going to be there? So if we're going to gather all these people for an event, it better be one that's actually worth going to.
And you're saying that Bethany's wedding is worth going to, but mine isn't? Is this why you did this?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Don't you get it yet? You're an embarrassment for the family. You're nothing compared to your beautiful sister. And just who is this man you were supposed to marry? He's just some run-of-the-mill average Joe, isn't he? You're both just a couple of nobodies.
Do not talk about my fiancé that way, Mom. I love him. And that should be enough. Why do you have to be so judgmental?
Well, how could I not be? Look at your sister's fiancé. He has a good job, went to a good school. He's just all around better than yours.
Neither of our fiancés are better or worse. They're just different people. There's nothing wrong with that.
Of course. You would think that ever since you were little, you've just been jealous of how better your older sister has always been. She was blessed with brains and beauty. And you've never, ever been able to compare to her. Sometimes I wonder why I had to have you after such a perfect child first.
I can't believe you'd say that about us. You're my mom. And you're saying that you regret having me?
That's right. And I'm not going to apologize for telling the truth.
You know, ever since I was little, I was always scared that that was the case. And I guess now you've gone and confirmed it for me. So I guess all I have to say now is thank you. Now I know exactly how you feel and can act accordingly. Hey Mom, I just want to let you know that my fiance and I have a date for our wedding.
Wait, what? What do you mean? How in the world are you going to have a wedding after I took all your money for your sister's wedding?
Well, I asked around for help from family and friends and got enough money together to keep our plans. Of course, there's a lot of things we had to downsize on, but I'd be more than happy to give you the date now.
Yes, please do that. That way I can schedule in having a cold on that day, and I can miss it.
Just what's that supposed to mean?
What do you think it means? It means that I don't want to go to your lame wedding. And I can't think of anyone else who would.
Well, like I said, the only reason we had to downsize the wedding is because you stole the money from me. But feel free to pay me back any time and I'll put it all towards a wedding like I had always intended.
I should have expected something like this from you. But I'm going to tell everyone that they shouldn't go to your wedding.
I don't get it, Mom. Why do you always have to be like this? What's the matter with you?
Do you have any idea the amount of work that I've put into your sister's wedding? Why do you want to waste people's time with your sad excuse for one too? It's just going to be a waste of time, effort, and money.
I still don't get it, Mom. Why are you talking to me like this? I mean, aren't I your daughter too?
You already know how I feel about you. As far as I'm concerned, I only have one daughter, and that's Bethany. But maybe this is a good chance for us to finally ask you this. We should use this as a chance to never, ever see each other again. So please, just pack your bags and move out.
You mean that you're just gonna disown me like that?
That's right. But you're not actually upset about it, are you? I mean, you're going to go and start your own new family. Besides, there's no place for a spoiled brat like you here with us.
Okay, fine. If that's how it's gonna be, then fine. I'll move out, and I never want to see you again.
Good. And good riddance. This is probably going to be the only thing you've done that has made me happy. Janet, are you there? Do you have any idea where your sister and father are right now?
What's this? And here I thought you and I weren't gonna talk to each other again.
I don't have time to play games with you. And I wouldn't even be texting you if it weren't an emergency. I woke up this morning, and neither of them were in the house. They're not answering my calls or texts either.
I see, so that's why you're reaching out to me like this?
That's right. Although, I doubt that you have the answer either.
Oh, you're wrong about that. I know exactly where Bethany and Dad are, actually.
Hold on a second. Do you know where they are? Well, where are they? Tell me right now.
They're at my wedding venue, if you must know.
So then you're having your wedding right now? Is that right?
No, the wedding's still a little ways off, but we're here at the venue.
Okay. Then why are they there with you at your wedding venue if it isn't even your wedding today?
Well, that would probably be because it's Bethany's wedding today.
What in the world are you talking about? Your sister isn't going to be getting married until next week.
Oh, is that what she told you? I don't think she was being completely honest with you. She probably just didn't want you there. And that's why she told you the wrong date and time for the wedding so that you wouldn't be here.
Excuse me? You really just have no idea at all about what you're talking about, do you? Do you really think that your sister doesn't want me to be here at her wedding? That can't be right. It's impossible. You're lying.
I'm not lying. If you really want to know what happened, I told Bethany all the horrible things you've been saying to me. And I told her about all the money you stole too. Well, she was so upset about that, she said she didn't want to see you again.
But why would you do this? Why would you ruin your sister's mood about her wedding like that? If Bethany stays mad at me for this, then it's all your fault. You realize that, right?
I really don't see how this is anything but your fault, since you were the one who treated me poorly. It's not like I've said a single lie to Bethany about this.
Well, I wasn't asking you to lie to her, but you didn't have to go and tell her the whole truth either. And now, thanks to you, I am missing my own daughter's wedding.
Yeah, well, like I said, you have that coming all on your own. Don't blame me for what's obviously all your fault.
Ugh, whatever. At least I know the wedding is happening now. So I'm going to head over there right now. It's a good thing I already have my dress for the big day.
I really don't think you'd make it on time for the wedding even if you left now.
What the heck is going on here? I don't get it.
Well, the wedding's about to start. Even if you left the house right now, it'd still be a 2-hour drive. By the time you arrive, the whole thing would be wrapping up. Get it?
But 2 hours? I'll never be able to make it to the wedding on time.
That's literally what I just said, Mom.
But how could this be? Surely people are noticing that I'm not there. Aren't our friends and family saying anything? Don't you know how much work I put into making this wedding happen? Surely your sister realizes how unfair she's being right now.
You think that this is being unfair? You think that you put in work? You just stole all of my money to pay for this.
Shut up! I didn't steal your money or anything like that. As your parents, I made a financial decision for you that benefited the family.
It didn't benefit the family. It quite literally was all for one person. And when I told us what you did, that's when she got really upset.
That can't be it, though. There's no way she'd be that mad at me. You must have told her some kind of horrible lie to try and turn her against me. Didn't you?
I already told you, Mom. I haven't told my sister a single lie about anything that happened.
But if she didn't want me at her wedding, then you must have told her something wrong. Because otherwise she would never do this. I know that she trusts me more than she does you.
Are you really sure about that? You might want to try talking to her about that one.
Well, I can't. Because by the time I arrive at the venue, everyone is already going to be gone. Bethany, sweetie, are you there? Do you have a moment to talk to your dear old mom?
Mom, my wedding is about to start and I don't want you getting in the way of it, okay?
Wait, no. Please, just read what I have to say. I'm begging you. We have to try and talk this out. You have to know that Janet is lying to you.
What are you saying? Do you really think I'm going to buy that now?
You have to believe me. She's just trying to come in between you and I and tear us apart. She's trying to throw you out of the house.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I just don't trust you. I can't trust you. You're a liar.
I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. You've been tricked. I promise.
Okay, so you're telling me that Janet was lying to me when she told me you called her ugly and said you didn't consider her a daughter? Was that a lie?
Of course. That's all a lie. Do you really think that I could ever talk to one of my daughters like that?
Well, then how do you explain the text that Janice showed me of you saying those things?
I didn't do it. I don't know how technology works. But your sister must have manipulated my messages somehow. Does that mean that you really were going to go to Janet's wedding as well? Of course I was going to go to her wedding too. Do you really think that I would go to one of your weddings, but not the other? Okay then. Do you know when her wedding is supposed to be? Surely you have it in your calendar if you're planning to be there. Oh yes. I do have it written down. But I just don't have my calendar on me right now. And I can't remember.
You really forgot your own daughter's wedding date? Well, do you remember coming to me with $40,000 to spend on the wedding?
Yes. I worked so hard to get that money together for you so that you could have your perfect wedding. You know I did that for you, don't you?
Did you really? Because Janet tells me that you just robbed her of her wedding money she'd been working so hard to save for. She said that you stole her debit card and moved around the money all without her knowing. Did you really think that that was going to make me happy?
No, you got it all wrong. That isn't what happened. Janet came to me and offered up the money for you. I didn't steal anything.
I just can't believe that, Mom. Janet told me that she wouldn't be able to have her wedding after what you did. Did you really think that I was going to be able to enjoy my wedding when Janet's was ruined? You told me that you were going to pay for it all, but instead you just stole from your own daughter. And didn't you realize that the whole reason I left my wedding up to you was because I was busy planning Janet's?
Hold on. What do you mean? You were planning Janet's wedding?
I mean, exactly that. I was in charge of putting together my sister's wedding. And you tried to ruin it all. Do you have any idea of the stress you've caused me?
Okay. I admit that I may have acted rashly and made a mistake or two.
Is that the best you've got for an apology? If that's all you have to say for yourself, then you can save it.
Bethany, what are you talking about?
I mean that I don't want you at my wedding, and I don't ever want to see you again. Don't even text me. Got it?
This is all your fault. Bethany is never going to talk to me again because of you.
You really think you can call this my fault? You're the bad guy here. How do you not get that?
How could my daughters be so selfish? Don't they know all I've sacrificed for them?
We're grateful for you for raising us, but that doesn't excuse what you've done.
So then, do you think she's really going to never speak to me again?
I think that's a decision for Bethany to make, and you accept it when she does.
Well, fine. Then, if that's how you're going to be, I'll just sue you both for all the money I spent raising you.
Really, Mom? That's what you're gonna do? Wasn't Dad the breadwinner when we were growing up? What could we possibly owe you?
Okay. Then I'll just have your dad sue you then. What do you think about that?
Mom, Dad isn't on your side on this, and frankly, he's sick of your behavior as well.
What? You mean you've turned my own husband against me?
We didn't do anything. You did all of this by yourself. How do you not understand that yet? In fact, once we're done with the wedding here, Dad's gonna file for a divorce and then make you move out. So I just stay at home and start packing up.
Your father is going to divorce me and kick me out. No, that can't be true. You're lying to me, aren't you? He would never do that to me.
You know that Dad's a family man, and he cares a lot for Bethany and I. Are you really surprised he did this?
But, I mean, you don't think he'd actually throw me out, do you?
I guess I'll just have to wait and see about that, won't you?
But that's not a reason to divorce me. I just wanted to give my daughter an amazing wedding. No judge would ever grant a divorce for that.
Okay, well then take it to court and see what a judge has to say about the kinds of things you've been putting me through.
You all can't do this to me. I'm going to call the police. So what do you think about that?
I think if you call the police, I'll explain to them about my stolen money, so feel free to do that.
You mean you'd really report your own mother to the police? You don't have the guts. I'll show you. I'll prove to you that Mother knows best.
The police were waiting for Bethany, my dad, and I when we got home. My mom had already given them her side of the story, but by the time all three of us could explain the kind of person my mom really was, the police realized who the real criminal was and arrested my mom for theft. After that, my dad filed for a divorce, and it all went smoothly. Since it was her first offense, the judge decided to let my mom go with no jail time, instead charging her with hefty legal fees. After the court case, however, we would cut my mom off and never talk to her again. I heard that after she moved out, she moved into a tiny apartment with no real work experience. She had no choice but to accept multiple part-time jobs to afford her rent. I wish things didn't end like this, but my mom did it all to herself, and I refused to take responsibility for her mistakes.